Welcome to the call, everyone. We're going to get started tonight. I just posted out. Oh, and we do get Kevin Kempton on the call here today. I thought he was going to be busy, having fun, going out. Jonas, we got to do this thing. I need you to run the show, Jonas. And I go, oh my goodness, can I do this by myself? Kevin, without you? I mean, I'm the Robin to your Batman. I'm the jelly to your peanut butter.
All these nice compliments. Keep going, Jonas. Is my head bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh, go on. No, go on. Keep going.
Yeah, don't stop. Don't stop.
Exactly. Well, we have Miss Joanna Perez on with us. How would you like us to say your last name, Joanna? Perez or Perez?
Perez.
Perez. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have some fun. Kevin, I know we wanted to talk about telling our stories tonight. Maybe we'll run through some of the look at that. Joanna already has fans on. Wow. Look at Joanna. If y'all are fans of Joanna, can we please see in the chat, can we get some love for Joanna in the chat here, please? Because Joanna blew me away on last Thursday night's call, if y'all were there. Not here on the 180, but on the company overview. Her and Amani took over the call, and I'm listening and I'm going, okay, she knows her stuff. She knows her stuff pretty darn good. And it's funny because I'm typing in there, I'm hitting in the chat too, like, yes, this is awesome, love it. And then Amani calls me right after and says, hey, you need to connect with Joanna. And I said, yep, I concur. So I'm excited for y'all to hear from Joanna. And what we want to do is we want to bring some of y'all up here. So Kevin, I know, did we want to go through the PowerPoint real quick and then talk about stories? Do we want to just talk about stories today? What are you thinking?
Well, we definitely need to do the PowerPoint, and what we want is the consistency, Jonas, on this Thursday night call. It's always going to be how to get started. So those people that are here for the first time, you're wondering, what do you need to do to be successful with 180? The PowerPoint is going to walk you through really the most commonly missed areas or places people make mistakes or don't understand completely. It's going to do that. If you're started or starting 180, it's going to, again, reaffirm what you're doing or give you the tips you need to really maximize your system. And then what Jonas is talking about is really what's important here is what's really happening for people, right? The lives that are actually changing, not just 180 as a product and what it can do, but having people share their story. And easily, Jonas, you could talk, 15, 20 minutes on your personal story, right? What happened for you, what you've done, what you've experienced. And really where you're talking about stories is taking all that and condensing it down to a minute or a minute and a half story that really shares what's happened for you, what brings out the magic of 180 in your life. So Jonas, I'm just a guest here. If you want to blow through, I know you had already prepared. So if you want to go through the PowerPoint presentation and then go into the stories and I don't know, Joanna, if you're here with the story or Jonas, whatever you have going there. I'm here still in the valley. We didn't make it to the mountains. So you got me here, but I'm here as your co-host tonight. You got it.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, because do we want to do Thursdays? We wanted to do more of the storytelling as well. Is that, I know you and I talk, and Monday and Thursday, they almost seem to go back and forth.
Yeah. And everybody on this call, the format on Thursday night calls, we're going to have 2 stories is the ideal. We're going to have 2 stories, testimonials, and the PowerPoint presentation, and then answer questions. So if you're on this call and you have questions about 180, what you need to do, how to be successful, questions you have during the program, put those in the Q&A, and then we will answer those after the PowerPoint presentation. And then, again, we're going to always have 1 to 2 testimonials. You saw Paul Navidad come on and share and really do the PowerPoint presentation and talk a little bit about the experiences he's had losing over 80 pounds in 2 sessions. He's got a 3rd one that he's doing. And Jonas, it's been exciting to see Paul. I was talking to him. I said, Paul, how long have you been struggling to try and get a hold of your weight? He said, high school. He goes, high school is when it started. And I've never, ever been able to maintain or manage my weight from high school. And so here we are with Paul. He's not an old guy, but he's, I don't know. I don't want to say middle-aged, but I'm just saying he's not a spring chicken. He's not the over the hill guy. But point is, it's been a while. It's been about 20 years he's been dealing with that weight. And he's finally, in just 2 30-day sessions, 80 pounds. And now he talked on the last call. his goal is no longer the number on the scale. When he started, that's what it was. It's now the visceral fat number. He's focusing internally now. When do I get that fat off around my heart, and my organs and muscles and tissues, and be healthier that way? So long answer, but yes. So 2 stories, PowerPoint presentation is going to be the format as we go forward on these Thursday night calls.
Okay. Do you want to knock out the PowerPoint right now? Because I'm trying to look for it right now and I just can't even find it.
Yeah, give me just 1 second. I didn't have that.
How did you send it to me?
Let me get it. It's in your Google Docs. It's too big to email. And so I can't just send it to you because you would never get it.
The Google Drive. Let me look here. I remember sending it to Wendy too. But for some reason, I don't see it at all.
I've got it here. It's opening up, and then
Kevin hit it.
What's that?
You hit it.
My wife is in the room. She was
Becky.
side commentary over there. All right, Jonas, I've got it up here. Let me see if I can pull it up on our presentation window.
Because I don't see it anywhere in my Google Docs. Technical difficulties, people. We'll be right with you. This is some fun. Joanna, would you like to tell your story while we're looking at this? I would love to hear your story and have everybody hear yours as well.
Of course.
Go
So,
ahead.
my experience with my relationship with Prime My Body started in 2016 when Amani, the lovely Amani, recruited me to the company. Obviously, I fell in love with the company immediately. They were up and coming in the hemp industry. Due to life situations, being a single mom and just trying to make ends meet and do what I need to do, I fell away from it for a little while. And just about maybe 4 months ago, back in April, Amani reached out to me and said, "Hey, we have this life-changing product. And I know that within the past 2 years, you just completed a nutrition degree. And I know that this is right up your alley. Why don't you take a look?" Side note, I had been researching and exploring on how to develop a metabolic diet, because a lot of the research that I was doing was on how to correct the body, how to make it an optimal terrain to fight something like the virus that is existing in this day and age. And all of the research that I looked up supported high metabolic diets. So when I looked over Reset, the 180 Reset, I thought to myself, holy moly, like this is in alignment with the stuff that I'm looking up. Like I wasn't so set in the fat burning, but as I read through it, I'm like, fat burning makes sense. Like, of course you want to fat burn before you detox or as you detox. Of course you want to reset and instill better habits around it, better mindset around food and better relationship with food. So that being said, I've walked 3 people through the system, some more involved than others. Like I've been doing meal planning and cooking for a client, a customer of Prime My Body. But my biggest role and my biggest calling to 180 is really being a support, because I know that this is probably one of the biggest commitments a lot of people will make in their life. And it takes a community, and that's why Facebook is there. And that's why Prime My Body is just such a great community to instill a program like this. Reading through the products, having a better relationship with it, how already having an established relationship with the company, I just was sold from the get-go. And the fact that it utilizes not only energetics, but it utilizes the body system, homeopathy, and then just basic common sense, which it doesn't seem like it's common sense, right? But it's basic common sense, and it just optimizes health throughout the whole entire body. My big thing is fat is what harbors toxins. So it's no surprise as to why we have fat around our visceral organs, because the fat is trying to protect us. And when we start realizing what our relationship is with this added fat and added weight, it really shifts your mindset from shame and guilt to more of an empowered state. Like, now I know why my body is in this state. Now I'm going to take action against it. So I really love how the system is just set up to take a look at the mind, the body, relationship, and also like the spiritual aspect of it / energetic, depending on what your philosophy is on that aspect of life. But I really feel that this is one of the biggest steps that Prime My Body can take as a company in really innovating the weight loss world and the industry of weight loss, because I think it's enough to have these shakes systems and starving yourselves and having food byproducts or pre-made processed foods to help you lose weight. It's a 30-day system that is really designed to just shift your body, your mind, and your soul all together, that perfect trifecta. And I don't know for those of you that were in San Antonio, but the additional products that were introduced really just support the foundations of nutrition. So from my perspective, it just makes, again, it's common sense. It just makes sense to be involved at this level at Prime My Body, because I do feel deeply in my soul that we're really going to make a big difference here. And hearing Becky speak and hearing Kevin speak in San Antonio really was like heartfelt, because you could just see how much power and love and emotion that they put into this product. And I mean, that to me is enough, so that's my story. I have experience with the product. I feel like my biggest calling though is to be there to support and educate, because again, our bodies innately know this. We are intuitive beings. We know these things. We've just been conditioned to forget. So I think if enough of us get more in the mindset of being guides and coaches per se, I hate to use that word all the time because sometimes the industry is a little tainted, but I think if we can really just shift to more intuitive beings, intuitive people, we could really see how much it makes sense to really use this product and how easy it truly can be. It's taxing and it's a huge commitment, but it's intended to be easy. So, and it's spelled out beautifully. So it makes my job easy.
Yeah, we just got to follow the instructions, huh?
Just follow the instructions.
Awesome, Joanna.
It's simple. But thank you
so much for that.
Thank you for everyone for being here.
You see why I wanted Joanna on the call? I think she brings a good, solid voice to what, Kevin and I always talk about. And it's said differently. And so this is pretty good. Let's go ahead and get started with the PowerPoint here, because I found it, Kevin. Be proud of me. Be proud of me. I did my job. All right, y'all, 180. So if y'all are getting started this weekend, this is just the background of 180 and why we're doing this. So everybody's going to come here for a different reason. Some of y'all want to detox. Some of y'all want to lose weight, want better health. This is what we do, and this is why the 180 system is really here. You've never done this before, just like you heard Joanna say. Nothing is like this. There's all these fads that are out there. And so it's not about a fad. This is about basic principles when it comes to health. So I love this last statement here. Forget everything you think you know. Because I always hear, well, Jonas, my trainer said this, my friend said that, the magazine said this, I read something online, my mom said this, my brother said that. And so we get discombobulated with everything that we've heard, and we think we're right, and we're going, but nothing's happening. I just had a lady in my office today. She sees one of my other ladies. This lady's a massage therapist. She sees one of my registered nurses. She goes, you lost so much weight. How did you do it? She goes, 180, go talk to Jonas. She goes, why? What are you doing? She's been working with a personal trainer for the last 3 months. And so when she came in there, she's like, oh, I have to stop working out. And I said, you tell me. I said, how long have you been working with your personal trainer? She said, for 3 months. And I said, what have you noticed different? She goes, nothing. I said, well, then you tell me, do you want to keep going and notice nothing, or do you want to get results in 30 days? I want results. Okay. I want them to give me the answer. There's 3 simple phases to this 180 protocol. I would say the most fun is loading and eating as much fat as you possibly can. Number 2, this is the detox portion. This is the most rewarding because you get on that scale every day and you're jumping up and high-fiving yourself. And then number 3, it's the most important. It's what we call maintenance. It's how do we lock your body in to that new body weight. This is the 30-day program, 1 and 2. That's where Vibe is used. After that, for the 6 weeks of maintenance, this is where we just allow the body to lock in. So this is the total program in and of itself. Here's where we see 180 transformation system. 30 pounds in 30 days, pretty average for guys. 25 to 35 pounds for guys, about 15 to 25 for women in 30 days. The national average to drop 20 pounds will take us and cost us about 6 to 9 months of our life. So just like y'all heard Joanna say, it takes a commitment. Would y'all rather sacrifice for 30 days and see real results, or have a sacrifice for 6 to 9 months and inch your way across the finish line? I'd rather get the massive results and say, you know what, let me just do the work. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. How our bodies are designed to work. We have our normal fat and our structural fat, just like you heard Joanne talking about. The normal fat's designed to provide the energy for everything that we need, the vital muscles, organs, and functions. However, there is a third kind of fat called abnormally stored fat. That's around like the visceral fat that she was just talking about, also called cellulite and visceral fat. That's just the unwanted stuff that we don't want. Unhealthy fat, that lumpy, bumpy surface fat. Women, I know we always worry about cellulite on the back, and so we don't want that. But also we don't want that fat found around the organs, that visceral fat. These are indicators that the bodies are broken. It's just, I always say it's like a frozen cell phone. If the phone is frozen, it's not going to work. Now we have a broken body, a frozen cell phone, a frozen body. They don't burn fat correctly. You don't store fat correctly. And this is where people go, but I've tried everything. No, you haven't. Welcome to 180. We call it 180 for a reason, because we want results. So this isn't another weight loss system. Total mind body transformation. When you follow the program, don't make it your own. Go back to slide number 3. Don't make it your own. Listen to what we say here. Just like Joanna said, it makes our job easy. Why? Follow the book. If it's not on the list, don't eat it. That's how simple we can do this. Yes, and we want long-term results. I have people that go, got J5, he was a quarterback. I posted his picture just the other day. He goes, well, I don't want to show anybody this protocol until I'm done with my maintenance, because I want to make sure I don't gain the weight. Everybody wants to make sure, even though we've seen it time and time again, everybody still wants to make sure. Let them figure it out in their own heads. So we go into phase 1. Remember, loading. The more you load, the more you lose. This is something really big. Go load up your body. This is the fat bank. Structural and normal fat, remember. Sudden changes in habits, stress, sickness. Why do we get sick? Or why do we get fat? A lot of times there is an emotional event that takes place in our life. And that's what sudden changes, right? It's that emotional event that there's a death in the family, a divorce, a breakup, a sickness, a car accident, whatever that might be. The body just goes and starts locking everything in. Your body doesn't trust you with fat, so your body just starts storing fat in the bank. Just think of it this way. You get a paycheck every day, but your company says, no. We're going to send it to the bank because we don't trust you to spend it. That's the same thing that we're doing with our food every day. The food just keeps going in the fat storage because it goes, we don't trust you to spend fat. That's why it's considered abnormally stored fat. We say, this is why we fat load. We want to tell the bank, look, I'm going to bring in even more money. And the bank goes, okay, we don't have room for this, so we have to let you spend this fat. Okay. 180 transformation system. This is what we can lock in. Loading on the structural fat. Now we can start to use that fat that we have there. So 2 days of loading. We want to gain about that 3 to 5 pounds. Create a menu. Go create a menu. You can eat more fat at home than you can outside. And it'll cost less too. So people are looking at cost. If we can load up on our fat at home, it will cost a lot less than going out to eat. Focus on high fats, not carbs. The better you load, the more you lose. We want to journal and write everything down, because if you come to Joanna, myself, Kevin, Becky, and you go, well, this isn't working, we're going to say, show me your journal. And if you go, well, I haven't written anything down, then it's not that the protocol isn't working, it's that you're not working it correctly. So loading is not about sugar. So Jonas, I'm diabetic. Jonas, I have, heart issues. Jonas, I got this, I got that. I hear it all the time. It doesn't matter. We're going to load for 2 days. Obviously you've loaded and gotten sick like these few people on here have. And so this is what their life has come to. Again, we want the fat. Stop being any of these people. Or we need to load up just like they're loading right now. Prepares your body for fat burning. Again, it's like the slingshot method. We're going to pull back so that way we can really fire off. And this is what I call biohacking the body. And so your body really takes over, helps restore those normal fat reserves, and assists with the weight loss. Here's ideas and examples. Cheese and meat omelets for breakfast, pastries, hash browns, eggs Benedict. And then we want lunch and dinner options, cheeseburgers, French fries, hot dogs, pizzas, enchiladas, burgers. Wash it all down with your favorite ice cream shake. And you want to try and snack every hour on the hour. Okay, that's how much we need to eat. If you still feel like you can eat, you're not loading correctly. If you sit down and you go, okay, I'm ready to eat again, you're not eating enough. I need you to sit down when you're loading and go, oh my God, I have to eat again. Yes, we have to wake the body up. Phase 2, get up in the morning, go to the restroom, get yourself weighed every morning. Write that in your journal. Okay, pretty simple. Right there, and then right next to it, what's the difference from the day before? Minus 2 pounds, minus 1.3 pounds, minus 3 pounds, minus 0.2 pounds, whatever that is, so you can keep adding it up. Write down what you've had for lunch, your dinner, your snacks, any notes. Again, if you ask one of the coaches, hey, this isn't working, we're all going to say, let me see this. Write in your notes, please. That's one of the biggest things that we can do, because I want to know what you're feeling that day. I want to know what you're seeing that day. I want to know your aha moments. I want to know your struggles. Ouch, I've had a headache. I want to see that in your book. Or woohoo, I'm down 10 pounds. I haven't been this weight since X amount of years old. Take your drops. If you forget your drops, we want to take them 3 times a day. If you forget before, don't panic. Take it after. It's going to be okay. Just get that vibrational consistency back into the body. These are the approved foods. So we're going to do 2 proteins, 2 veggies, 2 fruits a day. Like I said earlier, this is how simple the protocol is. If it's not on the list, don't eat it. Joanna, that's what makes our job so simple. This is one of the most simple protocols. Is it easy? No. If it was easy, everybody would be skinny. This is one of the most simple protocols. You don't have to think for yourself. We've done all the thinking for you. So should we really exacerbate this? Don't eat it. By 2 weeks worth of food at a time. Create your meal plans. Cook your proteins many at a time. Be able to store them so that way you can put them in your baggies for food to go. Have fruit ready to go. It's pretty simple. I always kind of think, man, if my food's ready, I'm good. If my food's not ready, I'm kind of freaking out. I'm like, because you start getting hungry. And guess what's bigger than my stomach? My eyes. So breakfast, just, really water, herbal teas. We kind of want to eat between that 8-hour period. So you have your lunch, your snack, your dinner, your snack. If we can do that from noon to 8, from 11 to 7, from 10 to 6, whatever your schedule works, whatever your schedule will allow you to do, work your schedule. Everybody comes different. Again, I've talked to y'all about registered nurses that are in the hospital for 12 hours. Okay. There needs to be a time where we can have that food ready so we can eat everything. Take time to prep your meals, especially phase 1 and phase 2. Before starting, make sure that you load, write down everything. Plan to fail, fail to plan on failing. I'm getting excited over here. If we succeed in planning, plan on succeeding. This is how simple it is. A gallon of water a day. You could do some herbal teas. There's some herbal tea recipes in there, like with the celestial tea. So have fun with herbal teas as long as there's no caffeine. Eat your lunch and dinner on time. Guess what? We don't live in a perfect world. If you can't fit it in within your time, that's fine. I still need you to eat. Okay. But we want to really follow it. But some things happen in life where you might not be able to get it. Don't not eat. Okay. That's even worse. We want to make sure that we are eating enough. Week 1, I call hell week. It's challenging. Challenging is a nice word, Kevin. as the body begins to go through detox, where a lot of us are going to get detox symptoms. Some of you won't. If you get headaches, ibuprofen, Aleve, whatever your painkiller of choice is, but know your why. This will keep you on track. Know your why. Does it work? If this has worked for y'all, please hit us in the chat right now. Let us know how it worked. How many inches did you lose? What was your weight? Did your blood pressure go down? Did your diabetic numbers go down? What were you looking at? So the scale, clothes, inches, hit us in the chat real quick, because there's a lot of people before and afters, but we have many of y'all that are on this call and your teams that are before and afters. Give a shout out to somebody on your team right now about maybe how much weight that they have lost as well. because this is what we want to see. Jessica, 32 inches or 32 pounds to 32 inches to 28 inches. I think that's 32 pounds to 28 inches. Putnam, 30 pounds. Oh goodness, now y'all are hitting me up. Marisol, 25 pounds. Andrea Dice, 37 pounds and 32 inches. This is good stuff. Kelly, oh yeah, Kelly crushed it, 34 pounds. Y'all, this is, the proof is in the pudding. We don't have to sit here and tell you, yeah, this really does work. You can see all the before and afters. You can talk to whoever got you on here. Get on our Facebook group. I think it was Veronica Kelly for putting that. Hey, y'all, I want to see some before and afters. I was blown away by those before and afters. So thank you for saying that. If that was you, Veronica Kelly, I'm trying to give you some kudos. If it wasn't you, let me know. But if it was you, I'm giving you a heck of kudos. And so that's really the ideology behind the protocol. This is the mindset, and this is the idea. And I know I kind of went through that fast because I want to start talking to y'all about how to tell your story. So that way, when people ask, you might not have time to run through an entire presentation, but once we tell your story, that's what people can hear. That's what people can listen. So I want to talk to you all about, Kevin, anything that you want to add on to the presentation that I might have missed that you want to hit?
No, you did great, Jonas, and I know time's short, so I'll let you just keep going with the story.
Yeah, so just like we heard Joanna's story, now Joanna has a very large and amazing background, so Joanna can talk like that. Kevin has a very amazing background. My background has been in functional medicine, but what if you're going, hey, I just did this protocol. I don't have a background like y'all. How can people listen to me? If y'all want to write this down, any of y'all want to take notes in the chat, feel free to take notes in the chat so that way everybody can see it. There's a 3-step system. Okay, we want to do this within 1 minute, within 60 seconds, kind of that elevator pitch, if you will, but 60 seconds. And it's really simple, and you can knock it down to an elevator pitch, because once you hone in your 60-second story, you can make that a 15-second story. Okay, step 1, what was the struggle? Where was I? What everybody, this is what they connect to. They connect to your struggle. They don't connect to your success. I just wrote that on my Facebook page today was, not a lot of people are going to cheer for you. That's fine. They're not supposed to. Don't get your ups and downs by people cheering for you. Go work in silence. Let your outcomes and your success be your noise. So step 1, what is your struggle? Because everybody can relate to the struggle. We all have struggles. Then number 2, what was your turning point? Finding 180, finding Prime My Body. Then number 3, what is your success now? What is your outcome? I fit into jeans. I've had a woman, she had two goals. These are the 2 goals. She was 321 pounds when she started with me. 2 goals. 1, she wanted to be able to wrap a shower towel all the way around her and tuck it in. Second goal, she wanted to be able to ride on a roller coaster ride. Kevin, you told a story very similar to that. I go, wow, I never knew that. Like, you couldn't fit in a roller coaster? I didn't even think about that. Everybody has different struggles. Everybody has different goals. That's why that second slide on that presentation just said, run your own race. Don't ever make your goals somebody else's goals, and don't make their goals your goals. What are your own goals? Again, struggle, your turning point, your outcome. Here's what a typical story would be. As you know, through 2020, I don't know about y'all, but I sat there and I ate. I had food deliveries every day. I was afraid to go to the store, and I put on 30 pounds in 2020. I looked at myself and I was disgusted. And at that point in time, I knew I had to do something. When I found what Prime My Body was doing and the 180 system, I said, you know what? This might be tough, but it's only 30 days. I think I can make that sacrifice enough to do this. Week 1 was pretty difficult, I'll tell you that, but my body was detoxing. I'm glad it was, because as I got to week 2, 3, and 4, my body just kept losing. My body was really taking shape. And now I'm back to my fighting weight. This is what I've missed because of that pandemic, but I'm back to my fighting weight. And I'm so happy because diabetes runs in my family, heart disease runs in my family. And my labs from 2020 to 2021 have increased tremendously. My doctor is so proud of me. I really love what we're doing here with the 180 system. I want you to take a look at it. Done. Simple. Can we do that 3-step system? When y'all can learn that 3-step story, it makes everything easier. Kevin, do you want to hit anything on the story? I know you love telling the stories and how to do it as well.
Yeah, there's a ton of stories. And the reason for this, everybody, is people are skeptical out there. They've heard everything. Many people have spent money on everything. I hear that all the time. I've tried everything out there. This is my last attempt. I hear that constantly. And each of you, I see all these shares on the call tonight. You guys are talking about the experiences that are happening for you. And so there's so many people out there that have given up hope. They don't know if anything's ever going to work for them. They hear the 180, but it sounds like the magic stuff they've heard everywhere else. And so what happens is when you can share from your heart in a very short time on a call like this, what's happened for you, the reality. A thing I love to say about 180 is this is real results for real people. We don't hype anything. I had a weight loss company I tracked for a while, and what they would do is they would take the entire nation for 6 months, 90-day weight loss challenges, and they would take the one person, we're talking 350 eligible Americans to do their system. And they would take the one person and then they would push that person's top results as if it was the average. 180, we don't do that. 180, we talk about the average. What's going to happen for almost everybody who follows the system. We don't talk about the person who lost 60 pounds in 30 days. It's happened, but we don't talk about it because that's not what we're about. We're about reality, real results. So for example, Jonas, to finish this up, my personal story, right? Yeah. So when I found 180, my name's Kevin. I'm 52 years old, actually now 53 years old. When I found 180, I had been in a gym for a solid year playing racquetball 5 days a week. I was trying to lose weight and I had lost 4 pounds in 12 months. I did the 180 system. I lost 26 pounds in 30 days. But what really amazed me is I learned the relationship between food and my body that I never understood before. This is what really happened for me. That was a 30-day transformation. It woke me up. I understood things I never even understood before because I didn't care. Honestly, I didn't care until I got to that point where I was like, I don't like what's looking back in the mirror. And that motivated me. But I learned so many things beyond just the number on the scale. And that was the power of the 180 system for me. It changed everything. So now I understand when I do things, how it's going to impact me and my body, and I accept those responsibilities, and I know how to fix it if I break it. So that would be an example of a 180 story. It's quick. It's what's happened for you. So Jonas, I'll let you finish up the call. You guys will see this 2 stories, the format on this call going forward, 2 stories and the PowerPoint presentation question answer period. And that's what Thursday nights are going to be so that we can fill this with people who are either starting or who are skeptical about starting and can get the proof that they need that this can work for them too. And Jonas, we can share too as we go forward on the Monday night calls some of these other stories that we've heard to help people understand. So Monday night calls, if you guys don't know, are for training, where we're going to teach and train how to coach 180 and how to share 180 with people. So if you're interested in that and you're new on this call tonight, get with the person that brought you on the call tonight and get plugged into that Monday night call. You want to be there and be part of that process. So back to you, Jonas. Did a great job on the PowerPoint, by the way. Kudos to you. And Joanna, thank you for sharing your story. Amazing to hear people. That's what 180 is all about, is connecting. And thank you for your kind words for Becky and I. She's actually just sitting right behind me on the computer here, so she was able to hear your whole story as well. Thank you.
Joanna, anything else you'd like to say before we hop off? You want to land the plane for us?
No, I mean, I think really being able to deliver an effective story will be one of the greatest tools in your tool belt. And I believe that just living through this experience will bring you what it is that you need in life. Another side note, there are a lot of people that I've worked with that don't necessarily have a large weight loss goal. And I have been, utilizing this system as detox on its own as well. So just, remember to cater it to the people that you're speaking to as well. And a listening ear will go a long way. So that's my big takeaway too.
Awesome. Thank you. And I know y'all are going to hear from not just Joanna, but we want to bring a lot more. Actually, Kevin, I spoke to our leadership today and I told them, hey, we want to start getting a lot more of them on the calls so that way we can really share this. I mean, we want y'all to hear from the rest of the leadership, from their teams. We want to give y'all shout outs. I mean, there's so many of y'all that are doing great on here. Lori, Steven, VK. I mean, y'all are crushing it like always. Karen Taylor, Stephen Sloan, great job, Stephen. Barbara, Grace. I mean, there's so many of y'all that are on this call that dive in every time. Paul Navidad, you're just a solid rock for us in Prime My Body with 180. So thank you for all that you always do. Petra, I know you're always on. Putnam, the amount of people that you've had succeed. Sarah Strabel at the top of the leaderboard. There's no doubt why Sarah's at the top of the leaderboard, and she's always there helping everybody out on social media, on our Facebook page. Y'all get on our Facebook page. Share your stories there. Share your stories with your people. Share them on your own page. So that way you can get people to understand exactly what it is you've gone through, because we can inspire the world. This is what they're looking for. They're looking for a system that can detox and rebalance their body, and they don't even know it. They're so caught up with what the newest fad and the latest and greatest gym or workout place is. It doesn't matter. It's what you put in your body. It's how we fuel this vessel. Let's fuel it properly. Let's fuel it right so you can be successful. There's so many freaking stories over here. I'm like, Lori's and her stuff with her pain. Y'all, this is always so much fun. This is where the company is made. This is the culture. This is in the heart of who we are. So I want to thank y'all for being on. We'll see you Monday. We're going to talk about how to make money on Monday. I know that's something we all want to hear. We all want to talk about. How do we transition this to make money? So Monday night is really for affiliates, right? So don't say, oh, let me get my person on there and then want to hear about 180. This is the call to hear about 180. Monday night's going to be, how do we make the money with 180? How do we turn this into a monetizing machine online? We got y'all covered. Y'all, Coach Crafts, for Kevin Kempton, Joanna Perez. We love y'all so much. Have a great evening. And if you're loading this weekend, go eat your fat. All right? Load up. Y'all have a great evening. Bye-bye.